Mariah.
Yeah, I know. I just remembered. I was like, oh, no, bitch face.
Hi, I'm Ash, and this is Ray, and we are the co-owners of the Grimm. And we are doing this video to just give you guys an inside look of who we are, who we're not, what we're looking for, what we're not looking for, and in hopes of this making it to the right people so that we can find the right clients and the right artists of who want to be a part of this.
We're going to go over a few topics to help clients and artists kind of understand how we operate and what guides us to our goals, really.
We want to start off with talking about what we're not first, and then we'll go into what we are. So what we're not is an old school shop with like old gatekeepy values, and we're also not a fine line factory where we're just pumping in artists left and right that end up fizzling out because they don't have those core values.
And we're also not a hobbyist co-op. We don't take tattooing lightly. Finding a good middle ground between old school mentalities and the new school mentalities.
I think we want to take respect from art first, but also have the hustle culture that comes with the fine line community, and we want to like merge those. I think it's respect for both is what we're trying to bring into Grimm.
If you grew up in a very traditional old school apprenticeship, there's definite signs and traits from those people, and sometimes they clash with the Grimm's culture. Well, and the same thing goes for like self-starters and fine line, and finding the middle ground there has been the trick for the Grimm.
I think where there's good intentions with our old schoolers, I think they come from like a community base where it's like a group effort, and it's a tattooers as a whole, where the fine line community is very individualized, and it's every man for himself. So yeah, merging those two, it can be very like where they see the fine liners coming in here, very business driven, not so art driven, and then we have these guys that are so art driven and not so business driven. It's such a clash. So what we're trying to do is merge that so that everyone can benefit in the way that the times are changing with social media and advertising and everything that's going into the business part of tattooing, because that's what it's changed to. It's not just like everyone's going to walk in to get a tattoo every single day. It's they're taking their time to plan, and they're researching, and they want to have a conversation with their artists. So it's just getting that to merge.
The reason we started doing things differently is because we saw the issues with both sides of the spectrum and knew that we needed to do something different. We, appreciate the drive and the art that, and I mean, drive is loose here for old
Creative
schoolers.
drive.
The creative drive. Yeah, the creative drive from old schoolers. Their willingness to show up. I appreciate what it took for them to make it through like the industry in the past. I've done the research. I've talked to people. Like, that was no small feat. Like, you had to be tough to tattoo, and not saying that you don't have to be tough. You still have to have a thick skin, but not in the way that old schoolers see it now. The same thing for fine line. I mean, I'm sure you saw things in that community that just, they didn't fit all the way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely business driven. Like in the fine line community, it's known that you don't have to know how to draw. You can run a business and social media successfully. You can be way more successful than these people who actually know how to draw, which isn't right when it comes to an art form. So yeah, it's definitely well known that like there are people who will just go on and trace and not put any effort into actually designing, but they can make money doing it. So it's like just trying to find that mix.
Yeah, and finding the people that are still passionate about art, but still understand that this is a business.
Yes.
And still want to be successful doing it. So part of the way that we are different is that we don't believe in hazing. There's a difference between being in the studio and having banter with people versus just being a dick because you felt like being a dick that day. So that is a huge way that we respect our artists. We respect our clients. That's a huge difference that I have seen personally. And not saying that every old school shop is like that, but I definitely have stories where they are like that. So that's one of the ways that we're a lot different. And a passion for art is another huge thing for us. Is like, we have had artists in here that have BAs in fine art because it's important. And I mean, and that goes, I think, really at the basis of it, that's what a tattoo artist should be driven by, is a passion for art. I mean, the money will come, the clients will come. You have to have a passion for it. It all compounds on that. The kind of artists that thrive at the Grimm are business owners and artists. Um, you have to be okay being on social media because whether we like it or not, it's part of the job now. It's one of the best tools that we have, and it's free.
It's 50% of our job.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just some, it's like 50%. And if it's not, then it shows.
Well, and guess what? I don't like social media.
Yeah.
I do not like being on social media, but guess what? I'm on it because that's how my clients are seeing me. That's how I'm making connections with my clients. And the artists that are here understand that. They understand that to a degree, this is part of the job.
Another like key point in thriving here, I think, is you have to be adaptable. I think like it could work for a year, you doing X, Y, and Z, but the next year it could completely change based on economy or politics or anything that has to do with anything, really. If you're not willing to like see the writing on the wall of where things are going and make that change before it's too late, you won't thrive here. I think you just have to be on your toes and know that you can still keep core values, but you have to adapt those core values to fit the times. Basically, with the old school community, I feel like they're just so resistant to change. There is a shop in Orem, the tattoo shop. It's run by Tunes, and we love how he's done his career.
Absolutely.
I think he took a risk being an old schooler that really saw how times were changing, and he adapted. And it shows. He's got a great following. Him and his son both have great followings on social media, and it's impacted their careers successfully. So it's like, how can you look at that and say that what they're doing isn't working? You can't.
Yeah, well, and from the outside looking in, it's not ego driven.
No.
And we are trying to do something similar to that.
Where Grimm comes in, where we're able to help, is I think we can offer critique versus criticism. So that helps you grow. Growth is like a huge thing here. But we also value people who like want to be business owners. So it's not that you're working under us. Like, it's not like you're employed by us. It's not that at all. We want the relationship where you employ yourself, you are able to make all of your own business decisions, but Grimm is a vessel to help you get there to where you want to go. So we don't want it to seem like it's you're working for Grimm. It's not. You're working for yourselves, but Grimm is here to help grow you, is how we look at this place.
To a degree, you represent the Grimm, absolutely. But we don't want to take away your autonomy where you're not still your own business. The Grimm isn't anything without our artists, and our artists are able to grow at a much faster rate when they have multiple people that they're working with. I've done a private studio before, fucking hated it. Hated it. There was no room. I wasn't able to grow the way that I am being in a spot where there are so many artists that we can learn from, that they can learn from us, where there's these conversations. And yeah, the Grimm will just keep getting bigger, and so will our artists. Their art's going to be at another level.
Coming from the studio that I came from, it was full of people. I never worked by myself. When I got out of my apprenticeship, I wanted to. That was my plan. But then I saw the benefits of working with people and what I could learn. Now, at my old studio, I feel like I learned more business. And then being at Grimm, where it's more art driven, I think just in the last year, being around more artists versus business owners has made my art grow exponentially. I just did a tattoo that had a year ago versus right now, and it looks like I have 5 extra years of experience between these pieces. So like, very thankful to be around other artists that can help me grow.
Well, and another thing that we do is when we have tattoos that are like requests on our social media or email or whatever it is, however a client chooses to reach out, we don't take those appointments personally. We give them to our artists who best fit that request. So that's another thing that we're doing, is we're managing those messages and that, those requests for you so you can have more tattoos. I know that you too, we stay booked personally just fine.
I'm not a walk-in bitch.
Yeah, and you don't even do walk-ins.
I will say that till the day I die.
And I will hand off walk-ins most of the time because my books are okay. Yes. So I would rather help our artists stay booked and make some extra money than me take it personally when I don't need to. The kind of artists that we are not for artists who are against change, completely against change. We're not for artists that are against growth. We're not for artists who don't want to promote themselves or market themselves. And we're not for artists that just don't want anything to do with us, really.
Yeah.
We completely respect when an artist wants to come in, do their own thing, do their work, do their art, and then go home. That's part of what they're paying for. They get to do that, but still have a respectful relationship with us in the Grimm. That's really what we're looking for.
In order for us to invest in you, you have to be willing to invest in yourself and putting in the work and time into advertising and doing all the shit that is not the fun tattoo part. I think more than half of it actually, is all the stuff around tattooing that you have to invest time and money, and it's shit you don't want to do. But I think in order for us to be able to help you and grow, you have to be willing to do that for yourself.
And you have to understand why you're doing it.
Yes.
Because you do want to be a better tattoo artist, you do want more clients, and you want to provide that experience that clients crave now. Yep. Clients are no longer going to shops where there's no experience involved and people are rude to them. They aren't after that.
Yeah, we are in like the slowest tattoo economy ever, I'm pretty sure. And I mean, just with you and I feel like our careers are staying consistent because we do that stuff. We practice what we preach, and it's working. We're able to both support our families on what we make tattooing, and even though the world is scary right now, it shows that what we're talking about works. The artists that we want to avoid, I think, are artists that come in here with just a negative, tortured artist mentality overall. Like even Absolutely. In how they look at their own personal lives, they have something negative to say about it versus something positive. They could get done with a tattoo and the first thing they're going to say is something negative versus all the positive things that they did in that tattoo. That is something that just brings every single person down in this studio. And even if you're not saying it to that direct person, we can feel it. We feel it. It's heavy in here. We don't want that. We want to touch on the positive things, be like, okay, yeah, this is what we could have done different, but like these positive things, I'm going to go harder in that next time.
Yeah, acknowledge where there might have been room for improvement. Absolutely.
Yes.
But like, don't let that ruin the whole thing for you.
Exactly.
You still have the coolest job in the world.
Yes.
Another big thing is tattoo artists who are more worried about what other tattoo artists think of them than what their clients think of them. Yes. Or not even like the kind of experience that they're giving their client.
Yes.
Who gives a fuck what somebody is saying or thinking or whatever about your whole career who's not paying your bills?
Yeah, I think tattoo culture on social media, when it's old school, majority of the time when it's old school, it goes that way. It's digging into tattoo artists who are trying to change the narrative and make those adjustments. They get shit on because they're not sticking to those core values. When it's not that you're not sticking to them, you're just adapting them, and you kind of have to do that. The other tattoo artists that you work around, they don't pay your bills. Your clients pay your bills. And if another artist has an issue with what they're doing, it's probably just a projection. I think it's literally just oh fuck, why didn't I do that first? Because it's obviously working for you, and you're able to make a career by doing those types of things.
And you could have years and years of experience and still not be booked because you're not adapting, you're not changing.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
And you're more worried about like some random person's perception of you that's not paying you.
I expect them to go above and beyond for their clients, because that is a direct reflection of Grimm. Client experiences does directly affect our reviews and word of mouth. So that is like huge for us. And I expect them to just value this career. Like, don't look at this as like a way to just pay your bills. Like, I want you to just be in love every time you come and get to create art on people.
Be happy to be here.
Yes, like it is the coolest job in the whole world, and any tattoo artist who tells you it isn't shouldn't be here. I'm so sorry, but they shouldn't be here.
We hold you to a certain standard. We expect you to be accountable for your shit. We do have certain standards. We expect you to show up and not. I don't want to get messages on the Grimm's page asking why they haven't heard back from the artist that works here. That's not my job. That's your job as the artist. We want you to write your clients back. Those are very basic standards, is communicate with your clientele.
I expect our artists to know that we are here to help. And even though we own this space, again, this is a vessel for our art as well. Mm-hmm. Like, our main focus is our own tattoo careers. So we want Grimm to be able to help people. So I want to be able to have like open conversations with our artists and be like, hey, this is where we're noticing that like you might be struggling or that you could benefit from or anything like this. And I want them to know that it's not an attack. It is just like these are like the
critiques.
this
We
is
just
the
take the
proof that we
feedback.
have. Here, take like what you want from it and leave what you don't want from it. But like I just want them to know that we're not out to get them. We are here to help them, as Gandalf would say.
Yes, as Gandalf. Yes.
I'm not here to rob you.
I'm here to help. Contractually, if you were to work with us, we do expect you to post at least once a week.
Yes.
And that's not crazy. That is not a crazy ask. We expect you to post something, don't care what it is, once a week.
Personal. It could literally be you, like me packing my lunch for the day to go tattoo. Fucking do it. Great. Awesome. Let people see that you eat dino chicken nuggets every day and they're going to fuck with
Perfect.
that.
Yeah.
So like,
people love dino chicken nuggets.
Yeah, we just want them to see you, whether it's you're posting a tattoo every day or you're posting yourself or both. Hopefully both. Don't just post dino chicken nuggets.
I mean, but if it works for you, we won't get in the way.
We won't get in the way.
Another thing that we expect from our artists is to be clean. Follow your sanitation procedures. I am not above beating somebody up because of a health code violation. Don't get the health department called on us. Allegedly. Which has never happened, but wash your fucking hands. Like, do those things. You represent the shop still, and you need to show a level of professionalism, and part of that is your sanitation and, those cleanliness practices. And stay on top of your goddamn licensing, please.
You gotta do it, so do it. Thank you. Amen. Jesus Christ.
Period. Let's talk about what it costs to work here. Okay, we have a few different options. We are not like a traditional shop where we are a percentage split straight down the middle, or where it's 60-40, 70-30. We don't do that. But we also don't do just a straight booth rent. I mean, there is that option, but we have options to be more flexible with our artists. Some of the reasons why we have avoided that is because we aren't like every other shop. We are the Grimm Tattoo Studio and we do things differently. We offer a flat booth rent where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about percentages, nothing. And for a full-time rate for 12 months, that's $1,100. And the reason that price point is where it's at is because we are a giant shop. We have overhead. We have things that cost money, marketing, utilities, the rent, all of those things. And the prices that we have right now are solely based on us meeting those numbers. And we did compare other rates to stay competitive. We have part-time options as well, where we do a 1 day or a 2 day. You basically pick which day of the week you want to be here or which days of the week you want to be here. And so, for example, if you are here 1 day a week, we charge you $300 a month, and that's just what the flat rate is. And that's for 3 months. So you'd pay $300 for 1 day a week for 3 months. And then where our hybrids come in, it's kind of our take on a percentage system. Instead of doing a full split, the only income that you're being charged on, or where we take a percentage, is on walk-in traffic. And those vary. The percentages vary on that, but it's never going to be more than 30%. If you are not interested in staying for a full year, or you have a move coming up, or there's life things happening that you're planning for, we also offer a 6-month and a 3-month for our full-time rate. And those just go up $100 because we do want to incentivize you to stay here longer. We don't like drama.
We punch you in the face.
Easy face. No violence, please. We refrain from yelling. A little bit of a debate is fine, but we prefer that if there's an issue, that you just talk to us. Come to us and talk to us. We are reasonable, and we prefer that so much more. It helps us retain the relationship.
Yes.
There's less drama, less problems.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to talk about this one, actually. So goals for the Grimm. I want our artists I want the Grimm to be a place where artists don't have to have a second job. They can do this full time. They can afford healthcare. They can afford to